I love the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I mean, of course I do. My friend Steven and I have a YouTube channel completely dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay. In celebration of the brand new Sky Striker and Albaz anime that features lore and stories directly from the cards themselves, we're going to pit these two archetypes against each other and figure out which one is the better anime deck. I hope y'all enjoy, and be sure to subscribe because it's time to duel. So am I reading this right that we have Best Girl versus Edge Boy today?
I think so. I think so. Ecclesia, shout out to Ecclesia as well.
Right.
Secondary best girl.
Yeah, Albaz is not going to be stolen today. Don't you worry.
But we're going to duel each other using these decks in celebration of the new anime out. But in classic fashion, we don't know which one of us is playing which deck yet.
Right, we're going to roll to see who either goes first or second in this match, or we're going to see which deck we're actually going to play with.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's roll high.
Yes. Five. That's not high at all.
Not great.
Watch
Not
this.
great to start.
Four. I was talking mad smack. Oh no.
Okay, so now I get the choice of, do I pick which deck I want or do I pick which position I go in? Now, importantly, Sky Striker cards, very, very strong at breaking established boards. Typically, you want to go second with the Sky Striker deck. The Albaz cards, usually better going first.
So you're kind of in a tough pickle here, because if you pick Sky Strikers, I can just force you to go first, and now half your deck doesn't even work.
Yes, but I will say, I actually do think that Sky Strikers first is better than that second. So but I am better with the Albaz deck than I am with the Sky Striker deck.
And the scary thing too about picking a deck like Sky Strikers is that if you choose to go first, you can just get OTK'd.
Yes.
Because this deck can put out damage.
True. Think I'm gonna put you in the tough seat and I'm going to choose going second. I think that's the decision we're making. Will you give me Sky Striker second and choose Albaz going first, or do you take Sky Striker going first and give me Albaz going second?
I have seen you play with Albaz before, and you are kind of lethal with it, for sure.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was not convincing.
No, it's very convincing. But man, do I just love me some Sky Strikers. I think I'm willing to take the L and just play with Ray. I mean, I gotta go with my girlies. Sorry, I love these cards.
When do you think they're gonna have an actual anime with proper dueling come out again?
I mean, I would love to see an actual like duel between Ray and Albaz take place. Like it's been a crazy, Konami Chronicles crossover. That'd be so cool. But I grew up on the anime. I love it so much. There's nothing. If it wasn't for the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime, I would not be playing this game with you in front of all these wonderful people.
I think that's fair for a lot of us.
I think it'd be amazing to have a new TCG or Master Duel based anime for a long time. I don't mean Master Duel as in the site. I mean Master Duel as in the rule set that we play in TCG.
But what if the next anime is, instead of they're dueling each other with physical cards, they're dueling each other in Master Duel?
So like they play online, or they can do like another Vrain situation, but instead of going into like a virtual world, you go in the game?
They do a whole esport thing where it's just esport teams against each other. They just have TeamSteven versus Team Snipe Hunters versus each other.
Imagine Jesse Cotton and Josh Richmond in anime. That'd be so awesome.
We gotta workshop it. Either way, let's have some fun, play some Yu-Gi-Oh.
So I'm playing Sky Strikers, a deck famously revolving around powerful spell cards. Once you get 3 in the grave, the deck turns on. What are you gonna be playing today?
I'm gonna be playing Albaz, which is a very, very powerful fusion-based strategy. I would argue in the modern day, probably the only proper fusion deck that exists. There's other decks that use fusion monsters. I mean, funnily enough, like your Matt Veda's like Ashen cards and TCG use a lot of fusions. Even Blue Eyes will utilize fusions, but for just like pure fusions, almost every card in this extra deck, actually I think maybe every card in this extra deck is a fusion monster. I'm gonna be doing a lot of special summoning of fusions, which is the oldest extra deck spot. It used to be called the fusion deck.
That's right, it's an OG.
It's the OG, so I think that makes this deck special.
And I must say, even though I'm sad I'm not going to be representing Albaz today, I'm really glad that you got it, because specifically you have the mat as well.
True, we would have had to swap the mat.
Yeah, only fair, right? But I'm not forced to go first.
Let's have some fun.
Yes. I'm going to do what I think this deck does when it goes first, and that is go straight to main phase. And I'm going to normal summon Sky Striker Ace Ray.
Sometimes you just open it,
For those that have never read this card before, this is the boss monster of this deck. She has 1,500 attack points, but she's also a warrior, dark, and she has this amazing quick effect that says I can tribute her to special summon 1 Sky Striker Ace monster from my extra deck to the extra monster zone. That's another thing about the Sky Strikers, is that you never want to have cards in your main monster zone, so they have ways to get rid of your own cards there and activate all your powerful spells. She also has an effect when she's engraved to, if a Sky Striker monster on my field is sent to the graveyard, I can special summon her back to the field.
I believe it's just removed from the field by my effect.
Leaves the field, exactly.
Yeah, so if I
battle or
banish
card
it, if I
effect.
put it back in your extra deck, whatever, yeah.
Oh yeah, Ray can just keep coming back. I'm then going to proceed to a Link summon.
Okay.
And because I don't have any spells in grave yet,
I imagine there's one you're going into.
Yeah, there's no really other ones we can go into besides Sky Striker Ace Shizuku. This is definitely the nice little control piece of the deck. It is the water Sky Striker Ace monster. All the Link monsters are basically machine monsters that have some kind of effect revolving around sending cards to the graveyard or adding more Sky Striker spells to your hand.
And they're machines because in the lore, they got to put their mech suit on, you know?
Yes, so these are basically like police, and they have like,
Yeah.
all these little cool weapons. Those are the spell cards, and then they can go into full mech suits of armor, and that's what the Link monsters are going to be. She has the effect that during the end phase, I can search for a Sky Striker spell that's not already in my graveyard, and for every spell in my grave, all your monsters get minus 100 attack and defense.
But notably, a lot of people that know Sky Strikers should identify this is not typical for a play. So that tells me that you do not have a lot of other gas in your hand.
Yeah, if I had like any sort of ways to activate spell cards or get more advantage like the ever famous Engage, you would have saw so much different plays here. But what you're gonna see me do is just set a mysterious card, something I love doing in our duels apparently, is just keep setting cards. And I will proceed to my end phase.
That's it?
That's all we can do when we're going first. Like I said, I'm taking the L here playing this deck, but I do love this archetype and this strategy, so hopefully I can do it justice. During the end phase, I will activate Shizuku's effect to search for a spell.
Okay, that is fine.
The one nice thing is that because I don't have any in my grave, I can search for any spell I want, and I'm going to be getting the one, the only, but not the only one I have in my deck because it's recently unlimited, Sky Striker Mobilize Engage.
Yep.
This card, I'll tell you what it does when it matters.
Okay, yeah, when it matters, when it
That'll
matters.
be a fun surprise.
All right, but that is it for your turn. So end phase to my draw phase.
Yes.
Is my standby phase okay?
Yes.
Main phase.
Yes.
All right.
Go ahead and cut it.
In main phase, we're gonna start off by dealing with an annoying card that is, like you said, the boss monster of the deck. I want to get rid of that Ray from your graveyard, so I'm going to banish it from my Bestial Saronir to special summon it from my hand.
So you're going to target it specifically?
I'm going to, yes, fair enough. I will target your Sky Striker Ace Ray in your graveyard. Wait, she's not an ace, right? Oh, she is.
Yeah, so they're all
Okay,
aces.
okay.
The monsters are all aces. The spells are mechas.
All right, Sky Striker Ace Ray is targeted from my Bestial Saronir.
That's fine. She can get banished.
Okay, banish it and summon. That's important because now I can actually deal with your Link monster, and she can quick tag out on my turn to go into a different Link monster.
That's right.
So for my next trick, I will activate Fusion Deployment. I reveal a fusion monster from my extra deck, and I will reveal Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. I can special summon a monster from my deck with a name listed on that, which there is one particular one. You summoned Ray turn 1. I'm going to try and summon Fallen of Albaz turn 1. Is this okay?
Fusion deployment is fine.
All right. I will special summon from my deck Fallen of Albaz.
Gorgeous.
Now, on summon, Fallen of Albaz has an effect. He can discard a card to fusion summon a monster from the extra deck that mentions him, using monsters on either side of the field. So for cost, I will discard this Aluber, the Jester of Despia, and attempt to activate the effect. Do you have a response?
I will respond to that, and I'm going to give you a gift, actually. You should say thank you when I'm done doing this.
Okay.
I'm going to activate a spell card that I love playing in Sky Strikers, and that is Forbidden Chalice.
Oh.
This card says I can target a face-up monster on the field until the end of the turn. It gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated. So I'm going to target Fallen of Albaz. It'll gain 400 attack, like I said, the gift, but its effects are negated, and that'll stop it from fusion summoning using my Shizuku.
Well, thank you. And that's important because Mirror Jade just requires Fallen of Albaz and any monster from the extra deck. A Link, an Xyz, a Fusion, a Synchro, what have you.
Yeah, Mirror Jade's one of those good cards, for sure.
Yeah. Now he's 2,200.
He's 2,100 because of Shizuku. Just making sure we're on the same page here.
Fair. Fair enough. For my next trick, I will normal summon Aluber, the Jester of Despia. I discarded one, I had another. On summon, this lets me search my deck for a branded spell or trap and add it to my hand. Any response?
No.
I will grab Branded Fusion.
Now, I think we alluded to how powerful my spell card Engage is, but that's good by 2018 standards. I would say Branded Fusion is good by 2025 standards. That card's crazy.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's just show why it's so good. I'm going to activate Branded Fusion right now.
Want to look what that card
is
is?
that an Ash Blossom?
No.
Well,
I wanted to put the fear of God in you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I wasn't even that scared. It's fine. Okay. This is the tough thing, is that I'm trying to kill you this turn. I'm assuming you built that deck. I know you built the Sky Striker deck. I built the Albaz deck. I know you, Steven. You build decks to go blind second. So I don't think you have, well, maybe you would have a Nibiru in there. I'm not expecting it. So we're gonna try Bestial Lubellion, Fallen of Albaz. And that is Fallen of Albaz plus a light monster, which will special summon from my extra deck. A fusion monster called Albion the Branded Dragon. Now, Albion the Branded Dragon says when it's fusion summoned, I can banish material from my field or graveyard to special summon a fusion monster from my extra deck. Level 8 or lower, importantly.
Yes.
So what I will do here is I will banish the Fallen of Albaz in my graveyard, along with the Aluber, Jester of Despia from my graveyard earlier, to special summon Lubellion, the Searing Dragon.
Very cool.
Lubellion lets me discard a card from my hand to then fusion summon another monster by returning material from the banished graveyard or field back to the deck.
100%.
So I will discard Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous, to return my Fallen of Albaz, along with my Lubellion, back to my extra, or Lubellion will go to the extra deck, Fallen of Albaz to the deck to special summon Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. 100%. He got to the field regardless. You are in trouble.
Yeah, I would say so. That is what, at least 10,000 damage in play, even with Shizuku minusing everything?
I believe I have that much, yes. I also have, importantly, the Bestial Lubellion in my graveyard, which I will activate its effect, sending Albion the Branded Dragon to the graveyard to special summon itself.
Okay.
And now I can activate Bestial Lubellion's effect on the field to activate a Bestial Spell or Trap from my deck.
That's fine.
Okay, and I will grab one of my favorite grind game cards.
As if we need to go into a grind game right now.
Branded Regain, just in case.
You never know what I have.
I'm trying to show off a
Sure.
little bit. We will add up some damage here, because I don't think I even need to use my Mirror Jade effect, but maybe we would. We'll see. So all my monsters lose 100 attack, so this would be 2,900 over for 14, but then I gain all of my attack back, so that would be 1,400. Yes, that's plenty of damage. So I will add a little bit more to it by special summoning Dogmatica Ecclesia, the Virtuous, from my hand.
Man, I make one best girl comment and Ecclesia is coming from my throat.
She heard what you were saying. She heard what you said, and I wanted to correct it. She can special summon herself because a monster from the extra deck is on the field.
Yes.
And then on summon, I get to search my deck for a Dogmatica card and add it to my hand.
You sure do.
And we are going to grab something. The reason I did this, I just want to show it off. I have a quarter-century Secret Rare Dogmatica Punishment, which I think is beautiful. I think is absolutely gorgeous. And now we will attempt to leave main phase.
Before we leave main phase, I want you to look at that card for me.
It's not Nibiru. It's Raigeki. Yeah.
I have a bunch of normal spells in my hand. This deck plays a lot of quick play spells, which if I drew those, probably could have saved me from all this nonsense, but that's what happens when this deck goes first.
Yep.
If you don't see the spell cards you need, it can just be wraps.
I played it poorly into Nibiru. What I should have done instead of searching the Branded Fusion is search Branded in red, because then I can summon 4 monsters, go to battle phase, and then quick fuse in battle phase, and it essentially would have been the same thing, but I wanted to show off what it could do, and I didn't think you were running Nibiru. So there we go. Game 1.
But now, I'm going second, so get ready.
Oh, I believe there's no way you're going second. You're definitely choosing to go first. Inside all your going first cards, I'm reading you like a book.
Reading me like a book,
Reading you like a book.
Well, Steven, you bested me, but like I said, I'm willing to take a game 1 L if it means I get to play Sky Strikers. And I'm going second in this game, and it's going to be beautiful.
I also think that you got very swift instant karma for calling Ray best girl instead of Ecclesia.
I very much did. I'm so sorry,
That's on
Ecclesia.
you. That's on you.
I'm sorry. That's my.
Look at how cute they are together, by the way.
Just 2 childhood friends.
I love this ship.
Having a good time.
Although it's weird that they're in like the rib cage of like presumably a giant dead dragon. You know, that's a little odd, but yeah.
Yeah, I always think like Albaz is always like apologizing to people that aren't there. He's like, I've hurt so many people.
I lost control once. Ugh. All right, so you are going second.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I did read correctly. I thought you would make me go first. It makes sense. But that means that I get to make my plays, hopefully, uninterrupted. But we'll see. We'll see. We're going to start off with a monster called Albion the Shrouded Dragon. I can send a spell or trap, a branded spell or trap from my deck to the graveyard, put this on the bottom of my deck, and then draw a card. Do you have any response?
No.
Okay. Branded Retribution. It will have an effect that probably comes up later, but I can banish it to add another branded spell or trap from my graveyard back to my hand.
Roger.
Branded fans will know that there is only one copy of Branded Fusion allowed on the current Forbidden and Limited list, so Retribution is a fantastic way to get that back. Okay, so now I will draw for my Albion the Shrouded Dragon. For my next trick, I will normal summon Aluber the Jester of Despia and activate its effect to search my deck for a spell or trap, a branded spell or trap. Any response?
No, I do not have a response to that.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna search for the spell card Branded Fusion.
We saw the power of this one last game.
Exactly. Now this is where we you played around with it that you were gonna Ash Blossom it last time. You didn't have it.
No.
But do you have it this time? I'm gonna activate Branded Fusion.
Sometimes, Steven, you're just too good. And by that I mean you. You're really good.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a really good
very
play. Go ahead and do
Okay,
it.
All right, perfect. That's what I thought. All right, I'm going to send the Bestial Lubellion and Fallen of Albaz. You saw this play last time. It's going to allow us to go into a Albion the Branded Dragon. Albion effect on summon will banish the Fallen of Albaz and the Aluber Jester of Despia from my field to special summon Lubellion the Searing Dragon.
Beautiful.
Lubellion the Searing Dragon effect will activate, allowing me to discard Despian Tragedy to return it and Fallen of Albaz back to my deck. Albaz will go here, Lubellion here, to special summon Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Now, new chain, Despian Tragedy, when it is sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect, I can add a Despia monster from my deck to my hand.
You may do that.
I will do that. And that will add another Aluber, the Jester of Despia. Send Albion the Branded Dragon to the graveyard to special summon the Bestial Lubellion from my graveyard. I will activate the effect of the Bestial Lubellion on the field.
Yep, go ahead and search for a branded spell trap and play it.
Activate a branded spell or trap, exactly. And we will grab Branded Lost. This is a different branded spell card. This one basically says, when I try and fusion summon a monster, you cannot activate cards in response to cards that fusion summon or to the fusion summons themselves.
Right.
Very, very tough for you to start dealing with the guys that I'm going to try and get to the field with these effects. Also, if I fusion summon a monster, I can add a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it from my deck to my hand.
Roger.
So not only is it resources I can gain, but it is also stopping you from doing a lot of things. And you know what? I think this field is so strong that I'm actually just going to set 1, set 2, and proceed to end phase. Albion the Branded Dragon will then activate its effect to set a branded spell or trap for my deck. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Perfect. And we will set the trap Branded Banishment. And that is your turn.
All right. And Branded Banishment, I know, is the one that lets you special summon a level 8 from your grave and then fusion summon using cards from both fields. Pretty good.
Precisely.
Alrighty. I will now go to my draw phase?
Oh, wait. Do you have anything in draw phase to activate?
Maybe. But I will give priority to you.
I will activate Branded Banishment. I target a Despia monster or a level 8 fusion monster in my graveyard and special summon it, and then, like you said, I can fusion using it. I will target my Albion the Branded Dragon.
And I will change to that Sky Striker Mecha Shark Cannon. Because I control no monsters in my main monster zone, I can target a monster in your graveyard and banish that monster. Your target will not be banished. Branded Banishment, unfortunately, will no longer resolve. Because you need to summon the monster in order to actually fusion summon.
That is annoying. Yes, it will work. So you banish my Albion the Branded Dragon. Very important you did that, because what I was about to do, you're aware of, maybe the audience will see it later, but Light and Darkness Dragonlord is in my extra deck.
Favorite part about that sentence was what you were going to do.
Well, you know, you don't have to be rude about it.
And just to keep track, that's one spell card.
That is one spell card in your graveyard. Yes, sir.
I will now proceed to my standby phase.
Okay.
Main phase.
Yep.
I will now add my second spell card by activating Reinforcement of the Army, an oldie but a goodie.
Ah, sure.
Add one level 4 or lower warrior type monster from my deck to my hand.
That is okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the girl, the myth, the legend, Sky Striker Ace Ray.
Nice. Love that card.
Anything on res of her being added to my hand?
Nothing on res of her being added to your hand.
Love to hear it. I'm gonna do a little bit of thinking here. Forbidden Chalice, targeting Mirror Jade.
Ah, so you're trying to do this now, so I would be forced to use its effect here. I can still use the effect. It would banish a monster on the field, but I do get to send a Fusion Dimensions Vault of Albaz from my deck to the graveyard, and then I can get its effect from that position. And I think it is probably worth it for me to do so. So I will activate the effect of Mirror Jade. Titaniclad the Ash Dragon. Now, during the end phase, that will have some fun effects that go off, but for now, that will go through. He will banish my Bestial Lubellion.
Because you have to banish something.
I have to
using
banish a
Mirror Jade.
monster on the field.
Now that we're done with that, I will now activate my God card. Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage. If I control no monsters, I can add a Sky Striker spell card to my hand, and if I have exactly 3 or more spell cards, I can draw a card on resolution.
Very annoying, and it will go through. Yep.
I'm gonna get probably one of the, I think this is the most recent Sky Striker support in ages. I'm gonna be picking up a beautiful Sky Striker Mobilize Linkage to my hand. This card does a lot of fun stuff. Basically allows me to like quick link summon a monster by sending a card I already have from the field to the graveyard. And if I have a light and a dark Sky Striker monster in the grave, it gives that monster 1,000 extra attack points.
Yep.
Helps my Sky Strikers dodge things and also gives me some more damage output, which this deck really struggles with. I will then draw a card because Sky Striker, Engage. And because you've activated your Mirror Jade during my main phase, I can now activate Triple Tactics Talent, and I will choose the mode to draw 2 more cards.
Okay.
We're just gonna keep digging through this deck and get as much advantage as possible. Just a nice little humble pot of greed, no big deal.
So you started your turn with, what, 6 cards, and how many do you have?
6.
Yeah.
But I've played 5 cards.
Yes. Yeah.
And let's see. From there, I'm going to draw some more cards because I drew Upstart Goblin. Here's another gift. I'm so generous.
Thank you. 1,000 life points? I'll take it.
You're so welcome, and I will draw a card. Okay. This is an interesting spot. Raigeki. More power spells, baby. I'm going to destroy all monsters you control.
Notably, when Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon, is sent to the graveyard by one of your cards, or removed from the field based on one of your cards, I can activate the effect, which now that it's on the field, it's not negated anymore. During the end phase of this turn, I will destroy all monsters that you control.
You may attempt to use that effect.
Okay, cool.
I will then still continue my main phase and normal summon my boss monster, Sky Striker Ace Ray.
That is fine.
Proceed to the battle phase.
Okay.
Poke you for 15.
15 is unfortunately fine.
I will then use her effect and link summon into Sky Striker Ace Hayate. This card can always attack you directly, and then when it deals at the start of the damage calculation, I can send a Sky Striker card from my deck to the grave.
Okay.
I will then swing at you for 15. 15 to you, and then after damage calculation, I will go ahead and send from my deck to the graveyard Sky Striker Ace Rose. I know it's all about Ray, but there is a fabled other, some would say rival, Sky Striker, and that is Rose. She will be sent to the graveyard. After that, still in my battle phase, I will then activate Sky Striker Mobilize Linkage. Anything here?
Yes, I will chain Bestial Saronir in my hand, targeting your Sky Striker Ray in your graveyard.
You will target Ray. Fine. So Ray will get banished.
And I will special summon Bestial Saronir in attack position.
Yep, and then for linkage, I have to send Hayate to the grave because it's the only card I control, and I will summon Kagari to the field. Because you got rid of my Ray, I will no longer have a light and a dark in order to give Kagari plus 1,000, but Kagari will, on summon, allow me to target a Sky Striker spell and add it to my hand. I will choose Engage.
Okay.
And then Sky Striker Kagari still gains plus 100 attack for every spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a really good Bestial.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose to not continue my battle phase and just go to main phase 2. I will activate the Engage that I added back to my hand thanks to Kagari. Notably, not a once per turn card. I've effectively resolved Pot of Greed this turn. Sky Striker Mecha Shark Cannon. Another Shark Cannon seems pretty good to me.
That does seem pretty good.
And then I will draw that extra card off Engage, as is my right. Interesting. Oh, that was a good card. I probably should have thought about it a bit more because that is a crazy draw.
It changed everything? This changes everything, Steven.
So did.
I'm getting a lot of indecision from Steven, which makes me think I'm absolutely going to win this duel.
Let's activate Shark Cannon.
Okay.
And I'm going to target, let's target your Mirror Jade.
You want to summon it?
And I will summon it, yes.
Okay. Because you have more than 3 spells, you can
Yes.
banish, but then also summon it to your field.
Yeah, Shark Cannon is
Or
a
instead, I guess, of banish.
Yeah, Shark Cannon is one of those really cool cards.
And now it's funny. Actually, no. You would not get to activate that effect.
What effect?
If I remove it from the field.
No, yeah, it's
It's just a body for
because it would go to your graveyard. I will go ahead and link these two off. SP Little Knight.
Classic.
The honorary Sky Striker.
Yep.
On summon, because I used a link monster or an extra deck monster really to
Two
summon
of them,
them.
technically, yeah.
True. I can target a card on the field or in the graveyards and banish it.
What would you like to banish?
I think I'm going to banish your Branded Fusion.
And I will chain Retribution. I can banish it to return a branded spell or trap from my graveyard back to my hand.
I will chain SP Little Knight, targeting SP Little Knight and your Bestial Sireneer.
Okay.
So now they will both be banished.
Yep.
And then the end phase they'll come back.
I get Fusion back to my hand.
You fool! You absolute rube! You've fallen for my trap.
Oh, have I?
Or should I say my lightning storm? So now, because I control no cards, I can target all your spell traps and destroy them.
All right, in response to Lightning Storm, I will activate Branded Opening. I discard a card and then take a Despia monster from my deck and add it to my hand, or special summon it in defense position. And I will discard my Aluber, the Jesper of Despia.
Okay.
There's my second Aluber, and I will special summon it into defense position. Now, you destroy all of my spell and traps.
Yes.
It is a Branded in High Spirits. New chain, because Aluber was summoned, I can search my deck for a branded spell or trap and add it to my hand.
That's
Is that okay?
fine. That's fine.
Sweet. Let's go Branded in Red.
That's a good one.
I can target a Despia or Fallen of Albaz in my graveyard, add it to my hand, and then fusion summon a level 8 or higher fusion monster from my extra deck by banishing material listed on it from my hand or field. But it cannot attack directly this turn.
I will set a mysterious card. Proceed to end phase. Your Mirror Jade will now resolve. As turn player, I will allow it to resolve, as I have no monsters, and then SP's effect will bring our monsters back.
You know, you will allow pass priority and allow me to decide what resolves first. I have a lot of things in the end phase, Steven.
That is very true.
This
you do.
is not your end phase, it's
It's
our
our
end
end
phase. I'm going to, because a fusion monster was sent to the graveyard this turn, add Branded and High Spirits back from my graveyard to my hand.
You may.
Would you like to do anything now?
No.
Pass priority back.
I will continue to pass priority.
I will activate the effect of Titaniclad the Ash Dragon. Because
Yes.
it was sent to the graveyard this turn, I can special summon a Dogmatica monster from my deck, or a Fallen of Albaz.
You may.
Dogmatica Ecclesia, the Virtuous. On summon, this allows me to search my deck for a Dogmatica card and add it to my hand, and I'm going to add Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, the Knighted.
We love it.
Now, unfortunately, Mirror Jade will be the last thing. It will destroy all monsters on your field, which you have none, and now you can resolve the Little Knight.
SP will come back. I will place them here, and then your Sarnier will come back wherever you want that to be.
Also returns.
And then my
that
end phase is done.
end
It's over to
phase.
you.
I will draw, activate a Branded Fusion.
Wow. Just wow. Just so wow. That's a
is the
beautiful
Ash Blossom.
card.
Well, I got rid of it. It's
Wait,
fine.
why are you putting it in the graveyard? That's so.
I don't
That's
care.
so crazy.
You know what, Steven? We're not going to do this. All right. Everybody Ash Blossoms a Branded Fusion. It's normal. It's expected.
It's effects negated.
I just smacked my own microphone.
Oh, no worries.
It's normal. It's expected, and it is something that I can still play around just fine. We are going to, for my next trick, activate Branded in High Spirits, revealing Bestial Magnamut.
Okay.
Will you do anything
That's
here?
fine.
Okay. So now I send a fusion monster that is level 8 with 2500 attack or defense from my graveyard that matches the type, which is dragon. My Albion, the Branded Dragon. Then I send Bestial Magnamut to the graveyard. And then I add a monster, a Fallen of Albaz, or a monster that mentions it from my deck to my hand.
Yes, you may.
So I will grab Fallen of Albaz to my hand.
We love it.
I will now normal summon Fallen of Albaz.
Now, the last time you had Fallen of Albaz and Ecclesia in play at the same time, it did not go so well for your boy.
You are correct. I, in fact, won that. We're going to see if I can do it again. I'm going to activate Fallen of Albaz's effect, discarding Branded in Red, attempting to fuse using monsters on either side of the field.
Thinking in response to your Albaz effect, I know you have Fleur-de-Lis, which is a good card. I think I could force you to do it. I'm going to use SP's effect targeting themselves and Fallen of Albaz to banish.
And I will chain Fleur-de-Lis. I special summon it because I control a Dogmatica. I can negate your monster's effect.
That is good. Chain resolves.
Cool. So I will fuse your Little Knight with my Albaz and summon, he's back, the Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon.
Let's go.
And now you better have something, because this is game. If you do not, I will switch everything to attack position, and I will declare an attack with Dogmatica Ecclesia the Virtuous.
On attack declaration, because I control no monsters in the main monster zone, I will activate Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor. This card not only negates a monster's effect on your field, but I can also take that monster if I have 3 or more spells in the grave. I will target your Mirror Jade to negate and take.
I will chain Mirror Jade, sending a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from my deck to the graveyard to banish a monster on the field, and I will banish my Mirror Jade.
All right, so Mirror Jade gets banished, and your attack is good to continue.
Also, I will chain my Fleur-de-Lis effect. When a Dogmatica monster declares an attack, I can buff all Dogmatica monsters on my field by 500 attack points. So 2,000, 3,000.
That's 5,000.
That's 5,000. 1825. That should be game.
Oh, that's Ray. You got me.
That's it. Oh, that's a good card for turn, though. I'm not gonna lie. I only just realized in that chain that Mirror Jade can dodge your Widow Anchor. I was a little afraid. I was like, Widow Anchor probably keeps the turn going.
Normally, I'm the one that dodges stuff in this deck.
I know, but that was really cool. And this card, Fleur-de-Lis. This, let's be honest, I'm having fun with the Dogmatica stuff in here. I think if you're really playing this competitively, you're probably not going to run this.
Sure.
But this card is so good at ending games. I love it for the attack boost and the ability to do stuff like that, dodging the SP. So there we go. Well done, Steven.
Sad I couldn't do Sky Strikers more justice, but luckily I was able to show off at least what some of these cards can do and how powerful the going second strategy is compared to the going first strategy.
And I still think it's crazy how hard I had to navigate those turns. It was not an easy win by any stretch. And I think this is where we can maybe reveal to the audience. We did a little testing with these decks ahead of time. Sky Striker was kicking this deck's butt for like pretty much every duel. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to win with this, but it worked out.
Yeah, like we said, like taking that L in the first game and not really drawing any of the quick play spells to like interrupt your full combo of Branded, that's how you just OTK with this deck going second. And then going first, and then for me going second, I just needed a way to kind of answer all this advantage you had. And I couldn't. Like you said, you added 5 cards to your hand last turn. That's crazy.
And shout out to you for giving me the idea, because I had not even thought like, oh, you just pick going second. Because either your opponent gives you the better going second deck, or they take the worst going first deck. So yeah, there we have it. That's the anime battle. So I think that officially means, I didn't end with Albaz on the field. I had the fusion almost, but I think that means that like Albaz and Ecclesia better than Ray and friends.
And honestly, I think it's more thematic. We all know Albaz will fall on his sword to protect Ecclesia anyway.
Yes. So, and that's exactly what happened. Perfect. All right, Steven. Well, that was a very fun anime duel. I'm happy we did it. And I'm happy everybody at home got to experience that, along with the new anime. It's so cool.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Thank you, everybody in the comments, for letting us know which Steven you were rooting for. We did know which one it was.
That's right.
But that's it for this video. So we'll see you next time.
Peace.